we take a look at the Universal Studios Florida attraction, the Bourne Stuntacular.
And the movie that inspired it, the Bourne Identity.
This is episode 572 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Hello, everybody. I am Michelle, your host for today. And with me, I also have some estrogen, finally. So excited. But I also have Lee.
Oh, hello, everyone. There's nothing like being greeted that nicely, is there? I've got some estrogen. Oh, by the way, here's Lee.
Here's Lee. Chris is gone off somewhere doing something he shouldn't be doing because he's supposed to be here with us. And Tracy, we all know, is in Korea having the time of her life. And in her shoes, we have the lovely Holly Carter.
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be here today.
Welcome back.
Yay. Yes.
I will say I watched this film again last night for about the fourth time. I still have no idea what's going on. I don't know whether I just zone out when I'm watching it, but I don't know what's going on most of the time with this film.
Thank God, because I watched it too, and I had the exact same response. So I was like, I don't even know if I should be on this episode because I have no idea what I'm going to talk about.
That's why Holly's here, our Bourne super fan.
I shall try to fill in the blanks. The funny part is I never watched the movies until after the attraction opened.
Interesting.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
That's funny. So they should be all fresh in your mind then.
You know, ish, and I watch them here and there.
I've only seen the first one.
So obviously, based on our discussion that you just heard, we will be discussing the Bourne Stuntacular in the second half of the show. But for the first half, we're going to talk a little bit more about the movie that inspired it, which is the Bourne Identity.
Or at least try.
We're going to try our darndest.
I mean, we've watched it.
Got Holly here.
Yep, we've seen it. And that's about as much as I can say.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So The Bourne Identity, for those who don't know, was released in 2002. I can't believe it's that old. And it was based on Robert Ludlum's 1980 novel.
Oh, it's a book? I didn't know that.
Yes.
It was directed and co-produced by Doug Liman and written by Tony Gilroy and William Blake Herron.
It stars Matt Damon, the beautiful, as Jason Bourne, a man suffering from psychogenic amnesia, attempting to discover his identity amidst a clandestine conspiracy within the CIA. It also features Franca Potente. That is a weird name. Chris Cooper, Clive Owen, Brian Cox, Walton Goggins, and
Go on. There you go.
Adewale Akinnuibashi.
That was excellent.
Yeah, that'll do.
Even if it was wrong, it was excellent.
What's the difference between normal amnesia and psychogenic amnesia?
Now I gotta look that up.
This was the first installment of the Bourne film series. It was followed by The Bourne Supremacy in 2004, The Bourne Ultimatum in 2007, The Bourne Legacy in 2012, and Jason Bourne in 2016. There you go. I've only seen one of them.
So psychogenic amnesia is a disorder characterized by a retrospective gap in memory of important personal information, usually of a traumatic or stressful nature. The memory loss far exceeds ordinary forgetfulness and is not the result of substance use or the consequence of a medical condition. So basically, he just has like a gap in his memory.
Because of trauma. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
That trauma is getting shot multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like amnesia is not just like amnesia is just forgetfulness, but this is like specific.
Okay.
All right. So here's a few facts about the movie.
This is not the first adaptation of the book. In 1988, Richard Chamberlain played Jason Bourne in a made-for-TV movie. And Chamberlain was 54 at the time, so a much older Jason Bourne.
That would have been very interesting. Yeah. I feel like I want to watch that now just to see what it's like.
It's probably really bad.
Oh, it's probably terrible.
It's, made for TV right there tells you how good it is. I think
it's funny though, isn't it? So the whole made for TV thing is very different now, isn't it?
True.
Very.
Now that we have Netflix, that's a different beast.
It's very different now
but back in 88.
Oh yeah, terrible. The movie doesn't really have much in common with the book. The Bourne Identity, the movie, is about a government assassin with amnesia, as we've already said, just like the book. But beyond the central premise, though, the film and the book don't have a ton in common. Lyman wanted to modernise the story and the technology, and also to reflect his own personal politics.
Okay. Holly, have you read the book?
I have not, no. I only became interested in all of this because of the Stuntacular.
Okay.
I haven't gone that far back yet.
Alrighty.
She said yet.
Yet.
Yes.
We have a diehard fan here. The screenwriter didn't read the book.
Weird.
As we have already established, the Bourne Identity doesn't have much to do with the novel it's based off of. Well, that's because when Lyman brought Gilroy on board, he asked him to not read the book. Instead, Lyman provided him with an outline and asked him to go off of that.
That's weird. So
yeah,
he basically
interesting.
Dictated the story to him and went, write that. Weird.
Very strange.
Lyman got some inspiration from his family. Lyman's father had been part of the investigation into the Iran-Contra affair and had written a memoir about it. The director turned to the memoir for some inspiration for the movie. In particular, Chris Cooper's character of Alexander Conklin, that's a name, is based on Oliver North. Who the hell's... Right, this is how much attention I paid to that film last night. Who the hell's Alexander Conklin?
I don't know.
So he's the main guy, the guy that is kind of going after. He's kind of the one in charge.
So the one that gets shot. The one that gets shot
Treadstone.
At the end.
At the end.
Yes. Yep. Okay. Yeah, shows how much attention I pay to watching movies nowadays. Okay.
Well, I don't know that they say his name that much, honestly. So.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting that he's actually based on a real person like Oliver North as well. Interesting.
Pretty cool. And prior to Matt Damon taking the role, one actor that turned down the main role was Brad Pitt. He was offered the chance to play Jason Bourne. However, he turned it down. Oddly enough, he turned it down for another spy thriller, Spy Game. And I happen to know that after Brad Pitt turned it down, it was offered to Russell Crowe, who also turned it down.
For Gladiator.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. No, I don't know. But I like Russell Crowe.
I like Russell Crowe too, but I think that Matt Damon is probably a good choice for this because he looks so ordinary.
Yes.
I absolutely agree.
Yep. Yeah, I think if you like, I'm trying to think back in 2002 how big Brad Pitt will have been. Fairly at that point, Russell Crowe will have been as well. So he was like not unknown, but like not as big an actor as Brad Pitt and Russell Crowe will have been. Matt Damon, especially not for an action film either.
But they both look tougher than Matt Damon. Like Matt Damon, you would never guess that he has all those like capabilities, those killing capabilities.
Yes.
Which makes him...
He can blend in.
Yeah, it says that in the pre-show, doesn't it, for the attraction. He's able to blend in by wearing a hoodie and you'll never know that he's an assassin.
Yeah.
Because apparently normal people wear hoodies with the hood up all the time. I don't.
Apparently. But Russell Crowe, like I could see him being an assassin. If I had to pick them out in a crowd, I'd be like, nope, not Matt Damon. This guy's the one that's the killer.
Yeah.
Anyway, some other actors were considered. Lyman ran the gamut in terms of actors he considered, from Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No,
oh, thank God.
Oh my God, that would have been terrible.
Awful.
To Tom Cruise. No,
Maybe.
thank you.
Really?
And then there's Russell Crowe.
Oh yeah, there he is.
In the end, no, Tom Cruise. Like, no.
Why?
He's already got his own spy movies.
Not back then he didn't, though. Did he? When did... Maybe. I'm trying to think when Mission Impossible first one came out. Possibly. Before that, actually, thinking about it.
Yeah. In the end, he chose Matt Damon, in part because Damon was just as interested in the plot as the action.
Fair enough. Marie changed throughout the script. So originally, Marie's last name was Purcell. That's Franca Potenta, isn't it? And she was American. By the time the film was being shot, her name was changed to Kreutz and was German. Perhaps that's because, there you go, Franca Potenta was hired for the role. For the record, in the book, her name is Marie Saint-Jacques, and she is Canadian. Interesting.
Right. Damon really wanted to be ready to be an action star, as he had never taken on a role this intensive before. He and stunt coordinator Nick Powell worked for 3 months to get Damon trained for stunt work, martial arts, boxing, and weaponry. Ultimately, Damon did a lot of his own stunts, including the hand-to-hand combat.
Awesome.
That's cool.
That is cool. It's funny, I'm actually
Yes.
doing a rewatch of the Marvel films at the moment for some strange reason, and it's so noticeable when Black Widow is doing her fight scenes that it is not Scarlett Johansson. Like, so obvious.
Oh, now I'm going to have to watch it and pay attention.
Oh, it doesn't look
I
anything
hope it's not
like
true
it.
because I love that movie.
Which one? I'm talking all
Black
of them.
Widow.
I've watched, no, all of them. I'm talking like when she was in Iron Man 2. I was literally watching every Marvel film in order at this point. And none of her fight scenes are her. It's quite obviously not her.
Sad. Lyman was hands-on as well. The Bourne Identity is shot in a really frenetic, up-close and personal way. Lyman can take some of the credit for that. He was often operating the camera himself instead of watching the action on the monitors so he could be more in the moment.
What I found interesting about a lot of the action scenes in this, I think sometimes you get a lot of films with action scenes like this in, and they're filmed frenetically, and you just can't make out what the hell's going on a lot of the time. Whereas I think with the way these are shot, you can still see a lot of what's going on, even though it is like that up close and personal camera work. It works really well, actually, because you feel those punches as well. Jesus.
I agree with that. That's, I think, a hard time it causes to follow a lot of action sequences when they do that. Too much of that shaky cam stuff. It's too hard. And I think there's a difference between that and then the handheld up close cam. Yeah. And I think they used it really well.
Really well, yeah. I do have an issue. I was going to bring this up later, but I'm going to bring it up now. So the bit at the end when he shoots the guy who falls through the banister at the top flight of stairs, and then he pushes him off, and basically like sky surfs him down to the floor. It would have broke his ankles. I don't care that he had a fat man underneath him. Oh my God. I can't imagine that you would get up and walk away from that just all right. Like, the rest of it's really believable up to that point. I was like, really? I mean, he was a big fella, but it was weird because obviously I've seen it before, but I didn't remember a lot about it. And so he starts shoving him through the banisters, and I'm like, what's he doing? And then he shoves him off and jumps on his back. And I'm like, no, you're not doing what I think you're doing.
That's hilarious.
And then kind of rolls off and then gets up, and like, your ankles will be shattered at this point or something. There's no way you're getting up and walking away from that. Yeah. The weather led to some dialogue being redone. Much of the part of the movie that is set in Zurich was actually shot in Prague. Unfortunately for Damon, his character wasn't dressed for bitterly cold Prague winter. He was so cold that his lines ended up having to be dubbed over in post-production as he had trouble speaking clearly because of how cold he was. Wow.
Ooh, no, thank you.
I mean, I don't want to say that actors have it easy, but I mean, that's not fun.
That's when I would have had to say, nope. We can do this elsewhere. You can pay me some more money.
I'll be in my trailer.
Hate being cold.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a pretty decent hit, given the tragic and tumultuous landscape of September of 2001. Getting pushed to June 2002 may have helped the movie. The film made $27 million its opening weekend, finishing second to Scooby-Doo.
Oh my God.
All in all, it finished with a worldwide gross of $214 million against a budget of just around $60 million. This combined with its 83% Rotten Tomatoes score, it speaks to a solid hit that started a franchise.
Which is weird. I was thinking when I was putting these notes together, I do find that weird that, like, you look at what some of the films make nowadays, you know, it's like the Avengers films and stuff all make $1 billion and what have you, and like 214 million was deemed a pretty decent hit. But it's funny how they were decent hit films gross wise, but no one ever talks about them. You don't hear people talking about the Bourne series much.
Not really. I mean, they are 20 years old though.
The last one's only 7. And then didn't the TV show come out recently?
There's a TV show?
Wasn't it called Treadstone? Yeah. Not that long ago.
There you go. No, obviously it's not being talked about.
Because everyone was expecting the attraction to be based on the TV series rather than the movies. Because it was weird. We talked about it on the podcast a lot that when we heard they were putting in the Bourne Stuntacular, it was like, really? Based on the Bourne films? It was such a weird...
I'm surprised that Scooby-Doo finished first.
Oh my God, those films are
Scooby-Doo?
terrible.
The live action one, I believe.
They're horrible.
I liked it. I thought it was cute. I remember.
I mean, it is, but
Ugh.
finishing number 1 at the box office? Wow,
Maybe it was
that
a
surprises
slow
me.
weekend.
Imagine your Bourne Identity and you finish number 2 to Scooby-Doo. Wow.
Right.
I mean, can you really compare them? Are they the same
I mean, you
people going to
can't.
these?
No, it's like Barbie and Oppenheimer at the moment, isn't it, to be fair?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, but I have no idea what went on. I kind of... So let me get this. So Holly, you know these films pretty well. Let me get this right. So basically, he was hired by Treadstone to shoot the... I can't remember even what he's called.
Yes.
But he basically bottled it at the last minute because his kids were there. So then as he was
his
going...
wife walked through.
Yeah, so as he was jumping off the board, he got shot a couple of times. That's how it kicked in his amnesia. And then basically he wanted to find out who he was and what was going on. But obviously they knew that he'd cocked up the assassination. So they were after basically taking him out because because they had a rogue agent on their hands. Is that about right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yes. And I think that... So the Treadstone project was behavior modification protocol. So they were trying to take these men, I don't think there were any women in this project, but and change them and to basically make them these assassins, these operatives to do their own bidding. But they were trying to remove all the emotion and all the person,
Right.
his individuality out of all of it. And I think that didn't really work with Jason Bourne, David Webb. Whoever.
Yeah, because his emotions got the best of him when he saw the kids.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
I see. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Because it was funny, like he showed, like you see, it's such a cliche now, isn't it, with the whole amnesia thing with assassins or whatever they are, and then suddenly when the moment strikes, they're able to pull out all of these amazing martial arts moves that apparently they can't remember who they are, but I can still do all of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or like his language is like when he's talking to the German policeman at the beginning, and he just starts speaking German to them, and
Yeah.
I feel like I want to watch it again now. I feel like I'm...
But he
I need
caught
to.
himself off guard when he started doing that.
Yeah.
A lot of these things would just kind of come out. And I think that is why I enjoyed this movie so much, because it's not, if you're used to Bond and you like Bond, it's definitely not Bond. This was kind of the first of a different kind, a more realistic, a more humanizing thriller type, spy, espionage, whatever movie. And it allowed us to kind of go along right with the main character, and be on the journey with him as all this happens. We aren't presented with, a highly trained killer. We're presented with somebody who got shot and thrown in the ocean.
That's a good point.
Well, what's interesting is the CIA, supposedly the good guy, throughout this movie becomes the bad guy.
Yeah.
Right? Like, because they're trying to kill him. So it's just lots of interesting dynamics. It's definitely a movie where you have to pay attention. You can't be messing with your phone or whatever at the same time, because you get totally lost.
That's why I had no clue what was going on.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is, so like going off the back of what you just said there, Holly, I wonder if this is what influenced the way the Bond films have gone recently, because you look at like the Daniel Craig ones and they are more sort of grounded and realistic than they used to be. They've gone down that more realistic route, haven't they? It's
funny that you say that, because my husband likes all the Bond films. He likes them all. And he'll go and watch right from the beginning to the end every so many years. Like, he likes to watch. But I don't, I won't even sit and watch them with him until you get up to the newer ones. And so that may exactly be why. Yeah. Because I've never been interested in the Bond stuff. But the Daniel Craig ones, I'm like, all right, I can tolerate this.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I've never been a Bond fan. I tried to watch, they put them all on the TV years and years and years ago when Tracy and I first got together. And I think I watched Dr. No and went, this is terrible. And I remember watching Live and Let Die when I was a kid, and maybe Moonraker. But as a rule, I wasn't interested. But then we went to see Casino Royale when it came out, and I'm like, yeah, no, this is more of the stuff I want to see. The less campy stuff, the more realistic. But I do like them. I don't mind Daniel Craig as Craig. There's me. I'm not American. Daniel Craig. I'll tell him that's his real name. But it would be interesting to see if that was the influence on them from something like Bourne.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, because I think with the Bourne movies, people really enjoy them because they can identify with parts of the, the character. Obviously, we're not going to identify with the highly trained assassin part, at least not most of us.
Speak for yourself, Holly.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe, from what I know, but, but we can relate with, his frustration and his he doesn't know who he is. He's vulnerable. He shows, some emotions. You see it. He's real. He's a human.
Yeah.
It's not just,
I think especially when you look at the people who turned the role down, or the ones they looked at, so like a Tom Cruise or a Brad Pitt, I think having Matt Damon there, because he's never done anything like that before, and I don't even think he's done anything like that since, like action role-wise.
I believe he's been in some action movies.
Like what?
I'm going to have to look that up now too.
I couldn't name you another film that he's done that would be an action film that I can think of. But I think it because you don't expect it. Like, I think if it was Brad Pitt, you'd kind of be expecting it. If it was Tom Cruise, you'd be expecting it. If it was Russell Crowe, you'd be expecting it. Whereas with someone like Matt Damon, they kind of played him against type, which I liked. Because as Michelle said, it's perfect when you look there. He does blend in. You wouldn't pull him out of a crowd at all. Whereas if it was Arnold Schwarzenegger...
he's in the Ocean's 11.
They're not action films, really.
The Departed, that's definitely an action film.
Not really.
Saving Private Ryan.
Never seen it.
Hate it.
What? That's a sad movie.
I really do want to watch it, but I've never watched it.
This one looks like it would be Elysium.
Elysium.
The Last Duel.
Just because it's got duel in the title does not make it an action film.
I mean, there's a sword.
All right. Well, it must be then.
The Adjustment Bureau, he's running on the cover.
Wow. Anyway. All right, then maybe this was the first action film he did, so it was playing him against type. But I think it works much better than it's like, because they could have gone for a big action star, and I think sometimes it's better when you go for, and again, not necessarily an unknown, but someone who is, like I said, playing against type, someone that you wouldn't expect to be playing that role. And I think it works really well for it. And he is a really good actor, Matt Damon, actually.
He is. I really like him as an actor.
Yeah. I think the whole cast for the film are really good, although I don't like, I can't think what he's called, the guy who's Stryker in X-Men. So the CIA guy's, I'm assuming, is his boss. The one that's kind of above him at the end that tells the guy to shut all the computers down. Basically, he's the one that gets him shot.
Older boss.
Yeah. I don't like him. I don't know, there's something about him. I think he always plays a... I think that's probably what it is. So I guess he's doing a good job
because
then.
He looks like it, so we expect it.
He tends to play that role a lot, though, so I guess it's just... Yeah, but I quite enjoyed it. I might watch the other ones, actually, now. Now, I obviously did watch it, and still, I actually do know what went on, even though I didn't really. It was good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I think, in my opinion, the first one is not the best one.
Okay.
But I think you need it because it's a character study.
Yes.
And then once you have it, you get through it, and you kind of understand it, then it makes the other ones even better.
So have the other ones gone, because you see a lot of films like that start off with like a low-key sort of character study or like a drama action film, and then go down the route of like, oh, we want to go down the more action route. Are the other ones more action-based, or are they very similar?
I would say there's more action in it. I mean, they read differently, but okay, this is a weird thing to say, but they read differently, but they feel the same.
Okay.
Like you accept it as the character progression.
Yes.
Because they don't, one of the things that I'm so happy is they didn't take away his humanity. They didn't take away, the little peaks of vulnerability and our ability to kind of join him through this adventure. We're not just like watching it. Like I would say in a Bond movie, you're more watching it. You're the observer.
Yeah.
And in the Bourne movies, you're kind of along for the ride. And that's what I really like about them.
Okay. I feel like I might want to watch the other ones now. I might as well.
I know.
Yeah. Cool. Holly, I'm glad you're here, by the way.
Let's take a quick ad break and we'll come back and we will talk about one of the most awesome things that has happened to Universal Studios in a while.
Man, we need a vacation.
Oh, I got this.
Whoa, that's awesome! But I was thinking something a little more adventurous.
Okay, how about this?
Yes!
And how about some relaxation from Mama?
Oh, perfect. How did you do that?
Easy. Portkey Vacations.
For your next vacation, let Portkey Vacations take away all the guesswork and stress of planning. From air and hotel to theme park tickets and everything else in between, they've got you covered. Just visit PortkeyVacations.com and touch the Portkey to get started with your free, no-obligation quote request. With just one touch, and Portkey Vacations will magically take you wherever you want to go.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. So the first half of the show, we talked about the Bourne Identity, the movie that inspired the attraction, the Bourne Stuntacular at Universal Studios. So now let's kick off the next half of the show, talking about everything about what takes place on the Stuntacular.
It's so interesting that so many people still haven't seen it. Like, I know there's people in the producers clubs go, oh, we still haven't seen Bourne, or we only saw it on our last trip. And I'm like, how are you not going to see this attraction every time you go to the parks?
Well, just like when we first heard that was what was going in there, we were like, what? Bourne? Like, that's old. Like, why the heck are they replacing an old movie with another old movie? So I could see where a lot of people will hear that, like the Bourne, like, I don't want to see that. That's not relevant. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was still a weird franchise to do a new attraction on. And I mean, we talked about it when it was getting ready to be announced and stuff, and they announced it and then getting ready for it to open and stuff. It was just like, we were like, I just don't get it. I don't get Bourne. It's really weird, but oh my God, I don't care about the franchise. It's so good.
And that's my thought is I'm wondering, did they get their hands on the technology first about, okay, we've got this technology, we want to implement it. What franchise can we use that will fit with what we are capable of doing?
Interesting.
As opposed to, hey, I really like the Bourne movies. Let's make a show about it.
Yeah.
That's a great question.
Yeah, it was probably, we've got this technology. What franchise can we wrap around it, basically, that we have the license to? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, so interestingly enough, the Bourne Stuntacular opened at Universal Studios Florida on June 30th, 2022. Really strange, and like the middle of a global pandemic.
I happened to be down there when it was in technical rehearsal.
Nice.
Me too.
That's like the reason I kind of was like, oh yeah, cool. Let's go see something because that's not open yet.
Yeah.
And that's so that was really awesome. But
such strange times.
Such a strange time. Such a strange time.
So speaking of that, Holly, so during the technical rehearsals and during COVID, they had like big circles drawn on or squares drawn like taped off on the, the standing room where they crowd you all in before you go in the theater. They had squares taped off, and they made your party stand in a square. And let me tell you, if your foot, like if you were sitting down and because it was technical rehearsal, sometimes you were in there for a while. So if your foot, even like half an inch came out of your square, there was a team member getting onto you.
Wow.
Yeah, they were serious about it.
And then the theater was only like a quarter of the way full because of all the spacing requirements. And they did stop the show quite often because it was rehearsals, which was interesting. So it was kind of cool to be there during that time.
It was really cool because when they would stop and then they weren't sure, like whatever they were doing behind the scenes to get it going again, the person on the stage would come out and, start to just kind of chit chat to keep everybody engaged. And then they're talking about some cool stuff. And I don't know, they may have said this in every single time it happened, but I can remember them talking about how, now whether it's true or not, I don't know, but they said that they had some pretty wild Mario Kart competitions on that gigantic screen.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Oh,
yeah.
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, but usually the things that were causing it to go down were computer glitches. If the set, because the set pieces move on their own with magnets and computer, similar to why can I not think of the name? The Star Wars ride.
Rise of the Resistance.
Rise of the Resistance, yes. So if those, if they don't match a point, if they don't magnetically reach a point where they're supposed to, then it shuts the whole thing down. They have to reset it all. So that would happen quite often.
I'm going to touch wood. We've seen it 4 or 5 times now, and it has never broken down when we've seen it. So
no, I mean, but again, those were during technical rehearsals.
Apparently it still happens a lot, though.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen that happen since then, but very cool time to be there.
Very, yeah. Okay, and it replaced Terminator 2 3D Battle Across Time in the Hollywood section of the park.
That was a sad day when they closed that.
Right?
I loved it. I loved it. It was so good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
A lot.
I really only saw it a handful of times.
Oh, I loved it. I just love that integration with, like, Bourne's awesome, but like with T2, you had the screen, then you had the actors like interacting with the screen, but then actors just randomly running around the theater as well, and there was like T800s or whatever they were at the side. It was the perfect theater 4D attraction. It was so good.
I agree.
Unfortunately, the last time Tracy and I saw it, it's been a very long day. We both fell asleep. And
oh no!
So what woke us up was, when the big explosion at the end, and then the seats drop. That's what woke us up. I'm like, oh crap, I've missed the whole thing, and now I feel really bad because that was the last time we saw it.
Oh, what a rude awakening too! You're
Tell me about it.
Out from under you.
What's going on?
Oh, that's funny. The LED screen that forms a huge part of the attraction is 3,640 square feet.
It's huge. It is
130 by 28 feet or something.
So I know they use a similar thing for, if anyone's watched The Mandalorian, they used a similar screen for the backgrounds in that.
Oh.
So rather than it being green screen, they use one of these big massive screens as like a lot of the background for shooting The Mandalorian, because then you got with his outfit, the Beskar outfit being reflective, you got proper reflections on it, which obviously on green screen you wouldn't get.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
It just shows you how realistic that screen looks. Because I've said before, when Universal put out that first YouTube video, kind of a little behind the scenes, Tracy and I watched it like 3 or 4 times, and it wasn't until about the 4th time when they're having the sort of street fist fight that I was like, hang on, there's only 2 guys there. The rest of them are on that screen, aren't they? Because it looks that real.
Yeah, it does.
So clever.
Cinesite VFX supervisor Salvador Zalvadea oversaw the visual effects alongside lead Unreal artist George Allen. RVX in Iceland also offered support.
Yeah, so Unreal is, if you guys are gamers at all, Unreal is the engine that a lot of games use for creating the environments on that, and it's become like Unreal Engine 5's the latest update, and it is amazing. Any gamers among us? No?
Different language.
So Unreal Engine 5's the latest update, and there was a thing came out for the PS5 that I played on last year. It was a Matrix thing, and the people still look weird. So you played this bit of a game that was made in Unreal Engine 5, and then you could just walk around the city, and it's photorealistic. It's unreal.
Crazy.
Unreal Engine. See, it is Unreal. That's why it's called Unreal.
Okay.
But like even to the point where you can mess around with the time of day and change, like, so the sun moves so you can see the reflections. Because it used to be, I think it was Unreal Engine 4, I'm getting nerdy now and I don't know that much about it, where you could only have a certain amount of polygons on the screen at one point. Apparently with Unreal Engine 5, it's unlimited. So it's just so much more realistic now. Yes, nerd talk over. Anyway, on their site, Cinesite states that the attraction is a spectacular 20-minute stunt show that takes place in front of, as Holly said, a bespoke 130-foot long LED screen, and Cinesite's team ultimately created 7 very long shots. The longest was 5.5 minutes long, and the desert environment alone covered more than 50 square kilometers.
Wow. Sorry, I was trying to wrap my brain around what you just read. The full CG photorealistic environments, complete with FX and animations, needed to be delivered at 9,000 or 9K resolution at 60 frames per second and be meticulously choreographed to match the moving set pieces on stage.
And that is the mind-blowing thing. It's those set pieces, it's the physical moving bits that lock in perfectly, and it's just... Even like, I think there's one that's got like a little chimney on the top and the smoke's obviously on the screen, but it lines up perfectly.
Yeah.
It just, the whole thing
it's like
blows.
Pinpoint.
It's just unreal.
Absolutely.
It's the fact that so if the perspective of the screen changes, they move to fit the perspective change of the screen. It is mind-blowing.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder.
Yeah, I think we overuse that term a lot, but it totally fits here.
Yeah, it really does.
It's insane. It's pinpoint accuracy.
I wonder how many people go in and watch that show and don't even think about, like, just watch it and enjoy it and not actually think about what they're watching.
Probably the majority.
Yes. But then when you actually watch the thing, knowing what goes into it and knowing that it's multiple different bits, it is mind-blowing.
I go and see this show every time I go to studios.
Yeah.
And I still miss things. Like, I purposely try, okay, I'm going to watch to see when this and this line up this time, or when this happens, because I know it happens, but I haven't watched it happen. And I still miss it. Like sometimes when the cars come up and down out of the stage.
Oh, yeah.
My brain is always distracted no matter how much I tell myself, watch the car come up. But it's crazy.
But the transitions are seamless.
They're awesome because when the car comes up, it's not a camera, but the camera's moving up, so the car comes up as the perspective comes up, so you don't notice it coming up out of the stage. It's so clever.
No, yeah, it's crazy.
It's amazing. So Synesthete's team became involved after detailed pre-visualization and technical. We're getting against some stuff here. I'm just reading stuff off their website, by the way. And technical visualization between Proof and Renaissance Entertainment. Their R&D quickly established that they would need to use a real-time game engine. Using Unreal would mean they could adjust their camera movements, animations, and layout right up to the end of the production process, matching the reality of the moving set pieces.
That's a lot.
Very interesting. It's clever. Again, this is what people go in and they watch it and they enjoy it and don't know what goes into creating something this amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing.
So basically, these are like video game animators, artists.
It's basically
who created the technology.
Yeah.
And said, okay, let's make this like half video game style visualizations and bring in some real aspects too and combine them. Like that's what they did.
And it's amazing.
It's crazy.
It's so amazing. The combination of everything that had to line up perfectly.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it's just, again, like Lee said, it blows your mind. The live action, the practical sets that move, the sound design, the timing of the things that move and the people that
and
move.
the stunts. Yeah.
Yeah, there's actors climbing on these set pieces as well. They're not just their passive set pieces lining up. They'd be literally climbing around on them. It's unreal.
Oh, and when you walk in, you think this is the most boring theater I've ever seen.
It's just a big screen.
It's just a big screen and a big empty stage. And you're like, And the screen looks like concrete. So you're like, well, this looks boring.
I am so excited to see this show again in September.
Yeah. A traditional VFX renderer would have taken hundreds of times longer per frame, whilst Unreal Engine gave them the ability to very quickly iterate on site. Salvador scouted locations in Turkey and Morocco, gathering thousands of photographic references, texture references, high dynamic range imagery, HDRI, panoramas, and photogrammetry.
That's a word.
Using both drones and DSLR cameras. Tiled rendering was used, splitting the 9K frame into 3 sections and rendering each individually before stitching them back together. To check image quality, they rendered the 3 4K tiles and reviewed them using a 4K projector. Holy
Jesus.
No idea. I mean, might as well speak in Spanish right now.
Right. The brains that sat in a room and said, let's do this. Yeah, they're, I don't know, maybe aliens or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
People who think theme park attractions are just flung together have no idea, do they?
No.
Yeah. And to aid compositing, some passes needed to be rendered at 18K. 18K.
I can't even imagine
Using
what
a game
18K
engine.
looked
Also,
like.
I can't. Using a game engine also gave them a VR experience during the development, enabling them to review the show from any seat in the virtually created venue. So not even in the real theater yet, but they made a virtual one to make sure that it worked from every single angle.
That's awesome.
So it's not going to look curved if you're sitting out on the side, or it's the thought.
I never even thought about that aspect.
Yeah.
Because in a lot of like the 3D shows, it does matter where you sit, and even on rides, like Flight of Passage, for instance.
Yes.
Depending on where you seat or in which theater you're in, it looks different, and you can see some of the discrepancies.
Yeah,
you're right. I've sat in so many different places in this theater, and it never looks different.
And that's the beauty of using Unreal Engine. It's basically a video game that you can sling it in a VR environment and just watch it as if it was real. It's perfect. In one key sequence, as Bourne fights off assassins on a tower in the rooftops of Tangier, the structure turns in perfect synchronization with the environment, giving a totally immersive perspective shift. That's what I've been saying. But that happens multiple times throughout that attraction. Like the car chase at the end, the cars move as the road moves. It's just... again, I'm going to overuse it, but it is mind-blowing. It's just... Can you imagine a kid... being a 7 or 8 year old kid watching this attraction and just like someone explained, this isn't real, by the way. And you're like, what?
How about the slow-mo part?
I wasn't going to bring it up.
I have to stop myself and go, this isn't really slow motion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not watching something. I'm watching people.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
How good is your core to be able to do a slow-mo, like spin round on a lamp? Unreal. And it doesn't...
I couldn't even hang off that pole, let alone put my legs up and do slow-mo.
Me too. Yeah.
It's weird as well because it's like, I know people have commented it about Transformers the ride as well, where those slow-mo sections feel weird when you're supposed to be in this real environment. But yeah, it doesn't feel awkward in that. And it doesn't feel awkward in this either. Like it comes out of nowhere, but it doesn't feel like, hang on, this is weird. Why have we suddenly gone into slow-mo? But then that whole thing moves as well, doesn't it? Because it pans round to see it from a different angle.
Yep.
And as many times as I've seen it, I think if I get drawn into it and it tricks my brain.
Yep.
And then I remember afterwards that, I'm not watching a film or, something. I am watching real.
Yeah.
It's just insanity.
It is. It really is.
But you are watching a film. Like you're watching real.
You are, yeah.
But you're also watching fake.
It's crazy.
That's why it's like, what?
I feel like it's been a long time since we've gushed over something as much as we are right now over this attraction. And it's not something we talk about a lot on the podcast, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, I mean, then there's also like water effects.
Of course. And the wind effect.
And the wind.
And the fire.
Yep, the flames.
Yeah.
The fire.
Of course, it's a universal attraction. It wouldn't be a universal attraction if it didn't have fire in it somewhere.
Right.
It's like a car wash. They wet you and then they
dry you off.
Try to blow you dry and then they fire you to warm you up.
Make sure you're done.
Yeah. Cinesite's visual effects integrate exactly with the SFX stunts and moving set pieces throughout the show's creative staging, blurring in the line between physical and digital.
It really does, yeah. And what I love about it is the fact that, like, there's a lot of attractions that you can find in Hollywood or Japan or in Beijing or out in Singapore, but this is only here
for now.
Yeah. I think anyone listening to this podcast who hasn't gone and seen the Bourne Stuntacular at this point, you're missing out.
100%.
Yeah, for sure.
Without a doubt.
And it's a nice break. Like the air conditioning is wonderful in there. You can sit for a little bit and it's a great show. You will not walk out of that feeling like you just wasted theme park time.
No, not at all.
Absolutely not.
And does anyone notice the reference to Terminator 2 3D in the pre-show?
No.
So the Julia Stiles bit, which is awkward as hell because she looks wooden as hell in it. She's terrible. She's a terrible actress.
Tell us how you really feel, Lee.
She is terrible. Like, even watching the Bourne Identity last night, she's terrible in it. Like, she has no personality whatsoever. I can't remember the exact line, but it's something about terminated. He says he will be terminated without without, I can't remember what it is. I did a TikTok video on our TikTok channel a while back about it, but there's a reference to it, which is cool. I love it when they do stuff like that. What was I going to say there? Oh, yeah, because there's something else I noticed when I was watching the Bourne Identity last night. It kind of works in really well with the attraction, because at the end, when they said, the Treadstone program was kind of pretty much defunct at this point, where it started off as a training thing, and now it's probably going to end up being like a video game type thing. And I thought, it's perfect, because that's exactly what you're going to see in the Bourne Stuntacular. It's like a training thing for training their assassins. I thought it actually ties in really well with what you're watching.
Yeah, it does. It's a great show.
It really
100%, 100% see it. I see it every time I go.
I was very, very sad when T2 3D closed, and then going to see the Bourne Stuntacular for the first time, I was like, yeah, no, if anything was going to replace that, it had to be this.
Yep.
So here's a question for the pair of you before we go. If you were to put another IP in, so the exact same thing, like a Stuntacular, but not Bourne, sky's the limit, what would you want in? Or let's say if Universal didn't use Bourne, what else would you want to see that attraction based on? So like Bond, or I don't know, obviously not Bond because it's basically the same thing. I mean, Mission Impossible would work quite well, but it's kind of similar.
Yeah. Huh.
I'm going to say Van Helsing.
Oh.
Because, I don't know. You remember years and years ago when they had the Van Helsing... What? First of all, I don't guess I didn't get very good reviews. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies. I think it embodies a lot of the old Universal type stuff.
Yeah.
So when they had the a lot of the props and stuff.
Oh, they did in the
outside,
horror makeup show, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of action in that movie, actually. So I don't know.
It's interesting as well, because if you dig deep into the annals of Universal Orlando history, that's what Forbidden Journey was originally going to be. That Kuka arm technology was supposed to be being used for a Van Helsing attraction, but because it bombed, they shelved it and brought it back later for Harry Potter.
Okay, so I know you said sky's the limit, and I know this can't happen, but sky's the limit. So I'm going to say Black Widow.
I mean, that's never going to happen.
You said sky's the limit.
That would work, though. A Marvel one would actually be really good.
Yeah, Spider-Man would be really good, too.
It would be awesome, actually. Like, just do an Avengers. Yeah, that would actually work really well.
Oh, yeah. I like Avengers, too. That would be awesome, actually.
It would actually work
be a lot
really
easier
well.
lighting-wise than Van Helsing.
Yeah, that would actually work really well. But obviously, you're never going to see anything Marvel outside.
It'd be freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Good idea. You need to patent that, trademark it, and then sell it to them, Michelle.
Too bad. I have no idea what the hell I just read. I don't know how to do the technology, and definitely not patent it.
That's all right. You originated the idea.
Yeah, you're just subcontracting to Cinesite and Unreal Engine.
Disney just needs to purchase the same technology and put it in their parks, because yes, please, that would be awesome.
Well, they've got it. That's what The Mandalorian is, isn't it? That owned by Disney?
Yeah.
There you go then. Cool. I am very, very excited to ride this, not ride it, but see it again in 3 weeks.
Yay!
2 weeks. Sorry, when this comes out, 2 weeks.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see all of my people, see some Halloween Horror Nights. It's going to be great.
I'm probably going to cry a lot on this trip.
You are, especially since Tracy's going to be coming back home too.
Exactly.
Going to be a good time. Well, hopefully we get to see you, Holly, while we're all out there.
Yeah.
I hope so. I have a popcorn bucket for Tracy that I've had since last year.
The Figment
and I need
one,
to get
yes.
it to her. The electric or whatever, the parade one from Disneyland.
I'd forgotten all about that. Cool. It'll go with her because John and Becky Tyler have sent. I've got a box down here from them with the toothless popcorn bucket, and they've got her that she doesn't know about.
That's cute.
No, well, hopefully she doesn't listen to this show.
She doesn't listen to this show. She will openly admit to you that she doesn't listen to it when she's on it. She doesn't listen to it when she's not on it.
Well, to be fair, I don't like listening to it when I'm on it either, because I don't like listening to myself.
Whatever.
Yeah, you have a great voice for it.
All right. Well, that is going to end another podcast. We will do so as usual with another Universal Is. This week's comes from Sally Brush. But don't forget, we'd like you to get involved, and you've only got a limited time to get involved for this year. So send those in to us, what you think Universal is in 3 words or less, and send them to podcast@uuopodcast.com. But for this episode, Sally says, Universal is my new favorite. See ya.
That was another episode of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast, the best and only podcast about Universal Orlando on the island. Check us out on social media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. For all the podcasts, news, and articles, check out our blog at uuopodcast.com. Contact us at podcast@uuopodcast.com. Join the Producers Club by emailing us at uuopproducers@gmail.com. Listen and subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Check out our friends, the Theme Park Duo, for all your other theme park news, and email Michelle at portkeyvacations.net to book your next trip. So until next time, this is Amity 6, call off the Marines, we're coming home.